Hey everyone, welcome back to Bravely Defaults. Last time, we went through Dimension's Hasp after the Sage opened it up. We got all the items he stole from the Orthodoxy, incredibly powerful, so we should be well prepared to head into the Dark Aurora above the Great Chasm. To get there, we have to go through where it all started, the Nerende Ravine. Let's do this. It's very fitting that it does all end here. This is where Tiz first went to figure out that his whole village had been destroyed. And now we go to face the person that really is responsible for this chasm, for the Holy Pillar, that is Ouroboros. But of course we'll have to do with Airy first. Man, it's so weird to be at the very end of this really long journey. Alright. Of course we'll have to see the adventurer. Quick note, the adventurer here was green when we first saw him. At the very, very start of our journey. That's we come so far, yeah. I have. Alright. Let's go.
Oh, there it is. The Dark Aurora. Is Airy inside? But how do we...
Look! A magic circle on the cliff's edge. It may offer a way in.
All right! If everyone's ready, let's go after Airy!
Once this is all done. So, what will everyone do once this is all done and the Great Chasm finally closes? I think I'll carry on with my father's wishes. As the Vestal of the Crystals, I intend to keep guiding the faithful. What's so funny, Agnes? Well, I am the Wind Vestal and a follower of Crystalism. And you? You are the daughter of the great Brave the Templar, and naturally an adherent of anti-crystalism. It seems strange that we would journey so far together, but in the end, return to lives naturally opposed. Well, I for one intend to put concepts like crystalism and anti-crystalism in the past. Really? Yes, I've made up my mind. I will seek to make the world a better place. A world where we don't need to oppose each other. I believe that is the sort of world my father really saw. I think so too. Ringabel, what will you do? What else? Continue my never-ending quest to find my ideal woman. Besides, I don't have anywhere to go back to. Come live in Eternia. Don't worry, I'll put in a good word for you. It might be nice to have somewhere I could call home. What about you, Tiz? Me? Oh, once our adventure is over, I think I'll return to Nerende Village to live out the rest of my life in peace. Rather humdrum, huh? No, it's neither humdrum nor extraordinary. That's right, Tiz. I'll be sure to come visit you in Nerende, Tiz. Once this is all done. Let's do this.
I beseech you, O Lord, hear your faithful servant's plea. For the 1100 million years since I was fond of you, I have existed solely for your glory and... It's opened! Then... Lord Ouroboros! They come! The warriors of light are upon me! Your faithful servant is in grave peril! Hear my plea! I beg you!
She's obviously scared of us. And honestly, she probably should be. We're pretty strong at this point. The Dark Aurora is filled with split paths and things... and different pathways, and also new enemies. This is the first dungeon in forever that has new enemies. Largely, they are remixes of older enemies, such as this Amber Horn, which is similar to things like the Minotaur and the Daedalus. It's weak to Earth, similarly to those, and it can use Berserk to raise its physical attack and keep attacking. And has Massacre to hit 4 random targets, similarly to Multiverse. You can steal a X potion from it, and it does drop one as well, which is nice. Not really entirely necessary to worry about, but still nice. Nice bonus for beating it at least. And we're just gonna kind of spam attack items as we've been doing. The enemies in the Dark Aurora honestly aren't anything too special, even if they are technically, well, they are not even technically, they are new. And it is nice to have a dungeon finally, again after however many bloody episodes, that's actually new with new enemies. Like Dimensions has had remixed or upscaled enemies, but didn't have actually new ones. So it's nice to see. We're nice to finally have a dungeon that is actually entirely new. And Mega Elixir. There are a ton of chests in here with some really solid equipment, so you definitely want to hunt all of it down. They are relatively easy to find. There are no hidden pathways or anything. Just make sure you fill out the map, and you should get every bit of treasure available in the Dark Aurora. Alright, so we have an Adamantite Shell and a Nightmare. The Adamantite Shell has Reflect and Ground Spike. Hits all party members with that. And it also has... actually, I think that's it. Reflecting Ground Spike? Yes. The Nightmare. That has... Curse to lower physical attack and defense, Asper to drain MP, and Graviga to take away half of people's HP. And so we're just going to spam different attack items from different people. So there are several different weaknesses. The Adamantite Shell is weak to Earth and Light, and the Nightmare is simply just weak to Earth. No, it's the other way around. No, the Adamantite Shell is just weak to water. Never mind. So actually we should... Did we spam Permacrystals with Tiz? No, we spammed Glitter Bugs. Alright. And that's pretty much all we need. The only weaknesses are Earth, Light, and Water. So... Yeah, I'm kind of sad the enemies in the Dark Aurora aren't anything more special or more unique than just basically recolors of older enemies, but I guess that's RPGs for you. Even, pretty much every single RPG just kind of recolors enemies later on in the game and passes them off as new ones. And especially when we have Salve Maker to just tear through them, it's not really a concern. But the aesthetic in the Dark Aurora, the aesthetic of the Dark Aurora and the music, I love them so much. It's so creepy. Purple's like my favorite color, so I just love the look of it in general. But it's really creepy. Just these like weird, dark floors, like light pulsing through them, and then in the background, of course, we can see things like electrical towers and train tracks, like modern equipment. It's so weird. Of course, this place is supposed to be some sort of link to the Celestial Realm, so maybe this is what the Celestial Realm... Well, parts of this are what the Celestial Realm is like, this modern equipment. We get a black belt there. I believe that just raises attack. And down here... does this lead, like, to a circle? Yes, it does. And there's no chest or anything. Okay. So that's all that done. This isn't an incredibly long dungeon, but it is a packed full one. And while the equipment we find here isn't quite as good as what we can get in Dimensions Hasp, it is also a significantly easier and shorter dungeon to get through. And it's not like the equipment you get is bad. We just found a Lamia's Tiara, which gives us charm resistance, a heart ring. That's the last accessory we needed, by the way. Plus 100 max MP. We could have stolen it from Victor back in Chapter 7, but I kind of forgot about it. And since we're going to get it in the Dark Aurora anyway, I chose not to really worry about it and chose not to restart that fight just to get it. It was not really worth it. You do have to wonder, though, just what is the Celestial Realm and why does Ouroboros want to invade it? What's his ultimate goal, and why did he have Airy go through this whole 11 million year journey just to do it? I'm sure we'll find out if and when we face him, but there are two split pathways here. You want to take up the higher warp point here. Also, I love that there's just warp points. It makes this place feel so much more otherworldly than just its aesthetic does. Just that there's warp points is like nothing else. No other area has something like this. Ooh, okay. So we have a Night Dragon and a Spriggan. The Spriggan looks really cool, by the way. Love that look. Night Dragon looks pretty sick, too. So the Night Dragon has Rampage to hit all party members, and the Spriggan has Overclocking to raise its aim and speed, Limited Recession to raise its physical attack but lower its physical defense, and Camouflage to increase its evasion. Basically, it can get all the stats that really matter. Unfortunately, it can't live. I think Anius now has mastered every single mage class in the game. Every single one, besides like Spellfencer, which isn't technically in the same league as the other ones. but I guess she can go it anyway. I don't think it's gonna help her though. To go vampire, I guess. I don't know. Actually, you didn't master conjure yet. Go for that. It's probably not gonna be that helpful to you, but whatever. Go for it anyway. Can't hurt. You're not doing much otherwise anyway. I mean, the only thing you're doing is like healing if we need it, and we haven't needed it yet. So, God, this music though is so good. It's so creepy. It's especially nice after having heard the same music for so long. Like, as good as Bravely Default soundtrack is, one wish I do have is that it had more music. Because especially through chapter 5 through 8, you hear that person's name is so many times. You hear the standard dungeon themes so many times. It's nice to have something brand new. And of course, we're getting also a decent bit of money from this. We're already up to 95,000. Which is, I think, I don't know how much we started or had when we came in here. I think we had like 16,000 or something. Gold hairpin, that lowers our MP consumption by 25%, I believe. Over here, I believe, is a chest or just a circle. Okay. Yeah, for some reason, the Dark Aurora has a lot of that. But, oh well, I suppose it's supposed to be confusing, and it's not too much of a waste of time, so not a big deal. At least there's no, like, significant dead ends that just completely waste your time and give you absolutely nothing. I should say right now, we're probably not going to master every single job here. I already talked about all the things that I feel are worth it. Ribbon! I need to talk about that, because that's fucking amazing. The ribbon is great. Nullifies most status ailments. Poison, blind, silence, sleep, paralyzed, dread, confused, charm, and death. Basically, the only thing it doesn't stop is berserk. And that's fine, because at least with berserk, you're not attacking your allies, you're just, constantly attacking, which can be annoying, but it's not detrimental entirely, or it's not, like, devastating. Oh, okay, new enemy. Mephisto. Just has meteor and confusion. That's it. Not that special. Oh, okay, we're out of Desert Roses. Okay, we'll move on to something else then. Yeah, it has meteor, and that can be bad, but if you just kill it before it can use it, then that's not really a problem, is it? Confusion can be annoying if it manages to get that out, mainly if it gets like a first strike or something. But that's kind of the only time it's going to be much of a problem. So there's two split paths there. We want to go and take the left path, which immediately happened as soon as we got out of that battle. Sorry if that was a little jarring. A couple chests in here. We have an Aegis shield. And that's, I believe that resists dread. And if we head up here, we have another new enemy alongside the Mephisto, the Diabolos. Diabolos? I guess so. Either way. Okay. So, it has an ability called Cruel Thrust, and it also has Stundaga. In my notes, I mistyped it as Crust Thrust, which just made me laugh so hard. It can inflict death, though, so you definitely don't want that to happen. But I definitely would not want to be hit by Crust Thrust. I would not want to be hit by anything crusty. Another Brave Suit. We have like 5 of them now, I think. We actually have 6, but I sold one. But we could have a total of 6. We could technically have even more because you can steal some from Kikyo, I think, chapters 7 and 8. But we didn't get all of the ones available because I didn't need any more. Once you have 4 pieces of equipment, obviously, you don't really need to get any more because you have enough for the whole party if you need to have that equipped. So those passages just lead back to each other, by the way. Alright. And now this middle path.
Please, please, please! I beg you! You're malevolent! What? Then I am to be granted my ultimate form? Oh, Lord Ouroboros, be praised!
Getting ever closer to the end. Adventurers here. How did you get in here, dude? You are an impressive man, being able to get around areas like this. Go and restock on all of our attack items. Not sure we'll need all of them, but can't hurt. As we head forward again. We can still run into some enemies here, but yeah, they shouldn't really pose any threat anyway. I'm kind of sad that the enemies in the Dark Aurora don't really pose much of a threat, but I guess Salvemaker is just that broken, so oh well. Alright, before we head forward, we got some party management to do. Alright, so the final party setup. We're holding nothing back. Tiz is a monk with Invocation, so he can get his crit up and his attack up, so he'll get a special that much more often, as well as be just that much more effective at punching things. For attack, he has physical attack 20% up, buff up, and poison immunity. We're going to want that going forward. Everyone has poison immunity. Agnes, alongside Spirit Master and White Mage, has Steady, Imperial Recover, Holy One, and Speed Up, so she hopefully goes sooner in the turn. Ringabel is a ninja with Sword Magic, Phonetic Fighting to raise the number of attacks, Sword Magic Amp, Steady Imperial Recover, and of course Poison Immunity. Idia is a Sword Master with Piracy, Poison Immunity, P attack 20% up, BP limit, and Default Guard up. She's going to be defaulting a lot, and I want her to have as much BP as possible. In fact, I want her to have a Brave Suit as well. A little bit less defense, but that should be fine. In terms of equipment, I've kind of set the best stuff equipped, aside from specifically I want Dread Resistance, as well as that Poison Resistance. So we have the Courage Ring, we have the Aegis Shield on Agnes, as well as the Gold Hairpin to lower her MP consumption, and then just something to increase Mind. On Ringabel, we have the Gold Hairpin, which is useless. In fact, get that, and then get something to increase your attack, because there's no point in you having... If you have the ribbon open, we might as well give it to you. Get those. I don't think anything else really increases your stats all that much, so yeah, it should be fine. And on Dia, we have the Hyper Bracers and the Aegis Shield to nullify Dread. So we should be good going forward. All of our specials are Fire, and that should be it. Let's go.
Terrible eldritch power courses through my veins! Magnificent, miraculous, astounding! This is the power of my Lord Ouroboros! At last! At long last!
Airy, is that you?
That's right. Feast your eyes upon perfection as bestowed by Lord Ouroboros! Now you will know the might of my true and perfect form!
This is it. Airy's true and final form, granted to her by Ouroboros. And she, I know I said this for so many bosses, but she seriously is no joke. She has Acedia still, makes us weak to every element, and then she'll follow that up with Zeta Flare to deal fire damage to everyone. She'll pretty much do this in one turn by braving, so there's not much you can do to avoid it. You just have to weather that attack. She also has Plague and Slaughter, which, well, she has rather Dark Abyss and Slaughter. Dark Abyss casts Dread on all party members. Slaughter hits them really hard, and also inflicts poison. She'll follow that up with Plague to kill anyone inflicted with Dread or poison. Luckily, that's not going to ever happen because we have that resistance to those elements, so we won't have to worry about that. We're gonna... Should I start off? Yes, I should start off immediately with a Rejuvenation, I think, just to get our BP up so we can do some more damage. You get Nurtured Semi so you can survive when Slaughter goes out, because honestly, it might just kill. It's so strong. At least the poison isn't gonna come in, but it's still such a strong attack that honestly I wouldn't be surprised if it wipes most of the party. Okay, get this Rejuvenation out so we can at least do a little bit more damage from the start here. I did not bring a Salve Maker in, so I don't have medication, but I think that should probably be fine. I don't really want to abuse it like this. Oh man, there goes Agnes. Okay. Damn. Okay. Well, the good thing is, at least, that Airy has to use a bit of BP to do that attack, so at least we have a bit of a breather after that, but if we're not prepared for it, then we're just done. Alright. Get some attacks out. Phoenix down, Agnes. She can heal herself next turn, so that's not too big of a deal. I'm guessing Ringbell did avoid that, which is good. Well, he must have, because he didn't take any damage, and he also had an Utsutsemi, so... We're going to send out a Kurata and another Utsutsemi. Everyone else is default. I have Adia as a swordmaster specifically instead of a pirate, mainly because of counter. But I'm not sure it will come in extreme handy. Okay, good thing I defaulted. If it does, then it's nice. If she counters something, that's nice, even if it's not like incredibly helpful. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if you fell up with a slaughter right now. I'm gonna have everyone default and send out a Kiraga, and hopefully someone will survive Dark Abyss. Okay, you're completely used to attack. That's good. I'm gonna have Tiz attack, and then how much damage? 2 times. Go for this. Use your BP. And then you... Well, I guess if we do... No, that's actually more, because 1.25 would just be like overall 150 overall, 1.50 more. So yeah, that's a better choice. You default. Everyone else default. I don't think we're going to need anyone else to do anything. I would get rid of this, but honestly, since she's going to just use Acedia and Zeta Flare in 1 turn anyway, I don't think it's really worth bothering to get rid of it, get our immunity up. Maybe it would have been then, I don't know. Whatever, it's fine. At least she didn't use Acedia, so Tiz still has his buffs. Use your Kirata. You, since you have full BP, go to use Fire Aga and start attacking more. And, okay, it'd be a crime if I didn't mention this music. For several reasons. Mainly, it is my favorite song in Bravely Default. The battle theme for this final form of Airy is called Wicked Flight. It has this moment in the song where it calms down for a moment and then gets really exciting again, gets really hype again. And that is my favorite thing in like any song. If you want to make me like a song, do that, because I'll love it. Pretty much any song where that is a thing, like it calms down and it gets exciting again, like it's immediately top 10 songs of all time.
What's this? My lord, I am forever in your debt.
Christ, will we ever be able to finish her off if she's gonna keep getting healing from Ouroboros? This is not a good situation. I'm hoping that if we don't get rid of the Fire Week, she's going to keep using Zeta Flare opposed to Slaughter. Because Slaughter is a lot worse. I'm hoping if we keep this Fire Week on us, she'll opt to use that. She'll think that's a better choice. It's not, but I'm hoping that she'll think that. Send a bunch of Hidden Dragons. You continue to heal. You need to get your Fire Aga back. And you continue to default. Because... free lunch. Free lunch and Abstract is insane. Again, it deals like 5,000 damage and then 9999 with a crit. We could Bravely Second as well. And deal a bunch more. I really don't mind using Dark Abyss. You keep doing that. 4,000, 5,000 really from Tiz. That's fantastic. I love how wide that damage scale is. It's like, it's between 4,000 to 5,000. That's really significant difference, but I'll take it. I'm fine with that. Default once more. That's why I have BP limit up on her once more. Or, like, that's why I have it on her at all, rather, I should say. Because it means that she basically gets more uses out of free lunch than she otherwise would. Because if she didn't have that, she'd get these 3 uses and then just 1 more the turn after. With BP limit up, it means she gets 2 more the turn after. So we get overall 5 free lunch uses out of that, opposed to the standard 4. Okay, so you chose not to follow that up with Zeta Flare immediately. That's interesting. Again, you haven't used Slaughter recently, though. So I think it's honestly a better choice for us to just... A motherfucker. At least it didn't kill, but of course you used it just as soon as I mentioned you haven't used it recently. I guess I reminded you that you had it, The most annoying thing about CD is that it gets rid of Tiz's, both Tiz's buffs and also Ring of Bell Sword Magic. But, oh well. Not much to do about it, I suppose. You're setting up this Hidden Dragons. Nice! That's really good damage. Should we default? We should get Utsumi back out on Ring of Bell, sure. I'm gonna default with you. And then get your Utsumi out, and then... Yeah, everyone else is default. We're gonna default with the Dia anyway, so that's not too much of a problem. Okay. Well, damn it. Default once more. Well, she's probably gonna use Zeta Flare Cedia, so yeah, default. Yeah, she's gonna have more than 1 BP, then that's probably what she's gonna do. Yeah. Relatively predictable, though. That's good. Get your buffs. You don't really have enough for any buff, actually, so... You literally have 1 less than we need. God damn it, that sucks. Oh, Jesus and Dragon, then. You need to send out... You can do with 1 healing. Jog is more than enough. Get your sword magic back, and you, of course, free launch Amp Strikes. 4 times damage is really, really nice. Even when she defaults, it does so much damage, so I'm not really concerned about that. Hopefully this can actually finish her off. Unless Cerberus decides to heal her again, of course, in which case, well, it's a problem for us. Unfortunately, Tiz doesn't do quite as much through default, but oh well, I suppose. Get those Amp Strikes back out. Nice!
Lord Ouroboros, I beseech you! I am invincible!
Christ, again! Just can't take her down. Cedia, Zeta Flare. Okay. I'm really hoping you don't follow up with Slaughter. At least Ringabout would survive that, but no one else really would. No, the DM might. Okay, Dark Abyss, that's good. I'm gonna choose to default. Good choice. That was good. Still, see how much damage it did to Anyas. Nearly just took her out. Damn, okay. That's fine. At least we have a free turn here. Fire Aga and then keep attacking. You... Should I just free lunch now? I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be worth it. Yeah, default. Granted, I'm not sure what she's going to do in the next couple turns, but I don't think I'm going to have to worry about it too much. Because it's probably just going to be like more Zeta Flares. And more Dark Abysses. Okay. You're using Hidden Dragon. You have your special if I need it. Free launch. No. One more turn. Right. I see 3 BP. I'm just like, that's the max. Because I'm not used to having BP limit up. But... Okay. You might follow us up with Slaughter, but if you do, I'm not... You didn't. Okay. In that case, if I can use Zeta Flare, I can probably take it. I'm gonna go ahead and attack. Hidden Dragons. I'll send out a special ahead of time. Well, attack... healing ahead of time, rather. And, they're probably gonna use a CDR. Ringo's probably gonna go first, though. And then, of course, you can use your free lunch. Zeta Flare shouldn't kill us. It usually... I don't think it usually does. So, we should be fine if we just take it. Yeah, then we can heal next turn. Because Anyas already went. I forgot that Anyas is relatively fast, so... Oh well. You should use... Yeah, use your special. Attack... No, you get your... Sword magic back. Fault. Please, Anyas, go. Okay, cool. We're good. Whew. This is also helping Dia get her special, or her, feel entries faster. Hopefully even next turn. Dark Abyss, okay, nothing to worry about. I feel like she's gonna default. Well, she's probably gonna use Slaughter, actually. Okay, she defaulted. That's actually better. Because it means I can just send out a bunch of attacks. Because again, we can take Zeta Flare. It nearly kills us. But it doesn't quite, so I'm not too concerned about it. Ringabout goes first, so he'll get the good damage off. And you know what we're doing with the DF by this point, I would hope. Sending out a ton of damage. Seriously, free lunch and Amp Strike is seriously broken.
Lord Ouroboros, I must call on you. What? You're tired of me? No, you're malevolent. Please, Lord Ouroboros. Lord Ouroboros, am I not your faithful servant? Why, your malevolence? You are most unkind.
What's happening?
know not.